Yes, they brought that point up. Calibration hose?
Yeah,
absolutely. That's why these lines are. We'll get it right now.
5 foot long.
Yeah, one about 5. 1/6" 1/8".
There's some
Guys, we'll give you
stuff on it. There's some stuff on it.
Oh, there's a little bit of
Ready?
All right, we're gonna be coming down and we're gonna be installing.
So guys, if this was 150 feet, if the repair was 150 feet down, we'd have 150 feet of air hose hooked up at least, or more obviously. And we'd also have 150 feet of hand rod obviously. We'd be pushing it down the pipe.
Pipe we're scared to view. They're just using zip ties or any kind of twist tie.
And you guys, real fast, you guys see that? We have the lines right here. On either side, we do not want the patch to go past the black, or else this caber will not open up all the way to our 6 inches.
This is where we carry all the patches. They're all pre-cut, all ready to go in that box. We have it 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, whatever lengths also.
We have air off the back of the truck. We also have water off the back of the truck for when we take them out. They're full of stuff. Bad stuff. Ready? He's gonna air it up. Gonna watch it.
He's got a gauge over there, and that gauge will tell him 25 psi, 28 psi, to be done. You can see the epoxy coming out of the joints. We had one that a resident poked our sewer line with the stake, went through our sewer line, caused a backup. We went and we moved the stake, we dug all the way down, exposed it. We were going to do a repair. We got the equipment and we went up and we were able to see exactly where it was at. Didn't even mark it, shot up with it, blew it up, and saw that it expanded it and sealed it up.
And then obviously at this point we would hook it up to our tender tank, set the gauge to the correct PSI that we want to keep it at all night long or for 2 hours, depending on how long we're going to have to keep it in. And it'll tend it 24 hours or longer until it runs out of air. And so it saved us our butt many times.
Any questions? Pretty straightforward.
It's way nicer and way faster than digging. It's my favorite thing ever. I don't like digging. If I can do this, I'll try to do this before I dig any day.
I like doing anything.
That's right.
Anything else? You guys have any questions?
We use a lot of gloves.
Yes, sir.
You have to factor in the amount of epoxy you put on it, the length that you're
Yes.
slide that in.
No.
A little more.
No. Sometimes we do, a lot of times we don't. But we do watch what kind of pipe we're going through. Especially if it's cast iron pipe. We're super careful with the ties, the condition of it. Also, when we're televising down the pipeline, we're able to see and pay attention to the offsets. How many offsets are there going to be? What type of pipe we're going to go through, stuff like that. Because then we're running a risk, like you said, with ripping some ties or ripping the patch or whatever it is.
Yeah, ever like losing the epoxy and sliding it in.
Possibly. Yeah, with the epoxy we do. Yeah, but it's not enough to ruin the repair. We did have a problem once with one of the patches. When we went down it from the manhole, we were doing a cable pull. It was like a 220-foot line, and we were going down. As soon as that plug went into the pipe, we didn't really pay attention. The crown of the pipe scraped the pole repair from the plug, and we removed it and brought it onto the tail of it. We thought everything was fine. We pushed it all the way down, blew it up. The next day we came back and couldn't pull it out. Done deal. We cambered it down and we saw that it was completely on the tail. So then we had to dig it up. That was one of the fixtures that I showed you guys, completely just gone, and we had to dig it up. You know. So then we learned that when we push it down, we put a lot of ties in the front of the repair because that's where it's going to get the most beating. And then the back, we use a couple, and
that's why we use hand rods. Mid offset, you spin over it. You're gonna try to push through. You try to work your way into it. Okay. So you're not trying to fight the whole way up.
Yeah. And if we're fighting it the whole time, a lot of times we'll put a camera behind it, make sure that it didn't slide off the back or something like that.
So we did when we first started. We started doing it with a rope. We started roping them in. I'm not that big. I could not pull that sucker in. Even when we would get to a certain spot, if there was an offset, there was no way of spinning the plug. So we were done. All that effort, all that time, now pull the repair back out because you can't spin it, jump over that offset. So then we started going into the hand rods, and with the hand rods, you're able to have control. And when you get to a certain spot like that, you're able to spin it, and it will jump. It will twist and jump. For example, when we were talking about inside, there was a pipe that had a big offset where the tree was at, big offset, big void. And we had a guy with the camera down from the top rod hole, went down, and then we were on the other side, and he was able to tell us spin it right, spin it left, and then finally we were able to go and hit that spot, and it says spin, so we spun and it jumped over, and we were successful. Done deal. The other thing that a lot of people don't do is we have a lot of rod holes. We shove these plugs through rod holes. I guess a lot of people don't do that. We do. Yeah. When we first started, we had plugs that were wider, that were bigger in diameter, that would go from 6-inch to 10-inch. So we were having a really hard time going through the rod holes, but we would do it. Now we went to the smaller diameter plugs, and now we have even smaller diameter plugs that will go to 6-inch that will go through the rod holes. Rod hole, manhole, whatever we want to do.
The only thing with the rod hole, you can't have a tender tank most of the time because you can't fit it down into. Because we do
also open cuts, so open trench. So a lot of times, a couple times already, we came to scenarios that we're chasing pipe. We're chasing pipe, right? We're cutting the pipe, trying to get a good connection, and we're chasing pipe because there's a bunch of fractures. We get this equipment out there, and we'll do some core repairs, get some good pipe, good bite, and then we hook up to that, and our core repairs, our trench is done. Another way of what we do is we've done it almost the same idea, but in the manhole, we open up to install a brand new manhole. We did the same thing. We core repairs, bring them in, and then we pour the base with the concrete. So there's a huge benefit with having this.
To that plastic, but not the other, right?
It sticks to everything. This will stick.
The tablecloth.
This right here?
Leaking out right now.
It will stick to
it. Will.
Yeah, it will.
It'll actually get really hot.
No, not
like an hour, it blows up.
Over time, it will adhere to those. That's why we're gonna place them every once in a while.
This is the brace we use to actually push the hand rods or the carrier and the hand rods down. It's 150 feet or whatever, and then we usually mark off the top of the brace. So this is coming out of the top of the manhole. We'll mark off the top of the brace from our camera. So we push our camera down first. We mark right at the top of the brace, and then when we come back and we have the hand rods hooked up to our carrier, we push all the hand rods down. And when the mark that we transferred from our camera gets to our hand rods, gets to here, then it's right where it's supposed to be.
I know we came to this where there was a gas line that was plastic.
Yes.
And can you explain a little bit of that because Justin talked about the heat?
So, good question. We did come across a gas line that was right next to when they obviously hit our pipe, brought the gas line right next to our pipe. I was debating on putting in a core repair because of the heat and melting the pipe, right? The plastic pipe. So then I called the rep and I said, hey, I have this situation. I feel like I'm gonna blow it up. He says, this does not get hot enough to melt the plastic. So I said, perfect. We went in there, we did a core repair, sealed it all up, everything was good. Everything was good, yeah.
It'll melt through a garbage bag though. I've seen that many times.
Yeah, but it will not burn through the PVC pipe, the plastic pipe. So, anything else? You guys have any questions? I don't know if you guys check this pipe out in the inside. It makes a really nice cut. So this equipment right here, what it does is with the main head, it'll bore a hole through first, and then you come in with the sand paddles, put it on there on this. You can see it right there. It's on there. You put them on this hub, clean it up. So that's exactly what we did. You're able to see that on this pipe right there. And we're not completely done with this because we want to cut it, open it up completely. But that's what it does. Our pipe is completely sealed and it's ready to go. So the way we get that's another huge point for on how we're maximizing the production. When we first started, we waited for all this CCTV data to come in. As soon as it came in, we started going through it. Condition assessment supervisor goes and gets all the data, brings it back. The engineer and myself, we review it, get all the information, what pipes we're gonna restore, what pipes are gonna go out for bid, and then from there we started going through the information. When we first started, we were only doing from manhole to manhole if pipes had 3 defects or less. Those were the only ones that we were hitting. That's it. The first year passed by, and they saw crazy amount of money going to the contractor because it was super expensive. The next year, my boss says, get as much work as you can, keep it in-house, and we'll give the contractor other pipes to do. That's what we did. And that's how we maximize the production, because in the line, now we're able to do multiple repairs, multiple lines in that area, and then we're done.
Complete lines.
And complete lines, yeah. From point A to point B, get all the grade 4s and 5s out of the way.
Manny, want to talk about a filling
The what?
Right.
Oh, so we had a problem with one of our pipes. I think it was a ductile iron pipe underneath the bridge. Started leaking. So with this plug, well, actually not with that one, just putting in different point repairs, we were able to line the entire span. In how many days?
It was like 100 feet. We'd go in one end, in another end, pull it out, in, because you can go from both ends.
Yeah. So we were able to line the entire section. They did not have to go up and dig it up right away. They did not have to hire a contractor and spend crazy amount of money. We were able to do it. Now, on the same idea.
What size pipe was it?
What's that?
6 inch.
6 inch, yeah. On the same idea, our capital improvement project, it's been twice already this year that a contractor called us up and said, actually our inspector said they cannot shoot a liner because there's an offset, there's a break, there's something, right? And they're not going to do it. If they are going to do it, they're going to charge us an arm and a leg. Now, this instance, it was up in the hill. Our pipe was 12 feet below, right next to a house, and the house was like 15 feet from the actual road itself. There was a tree, huge tree right next to it. If they would dig it up, 4 feet deep, and they said, we're either going to charge you a ton of money and rip that tree out and take the risk of ruining the house. We went in there, these guys went in there, 20 minutes later, put a point repair in, pulled it out, ready to go. Shot the liner, done deal. And then they called us out again for another one very similar to it, that they were going to shoot the liner. We did this, 20 minutes again, done. Yeah.
This stuff gets really hard. It's amazing how hard it gets. You can't, there's no crack in it. I mean, you could drive a stake through it probably if you got a single jack, big boy, but it's pretty stout.
Yeah. Out of the 2,400, how many total do you think that you've had go awry?
Right?
That you have problems with?
Oh,
out of
that failed?
Out of your success to failure rate is what?
The ones that failed, I'd say less than 10. Less than 10, maybe not even close to 10, right? That failed. So huge benefit. But even those that failed, we're able to fix. Now we'll go in with this. Give us another chance. Open it up and seal it up again. Yeah. So maybe it's going to go down to.
What was the reason for the failure?
What's that?
What was the reason for the failure? Do you know?
One of the reasons was the equipment. Yeah. The plug itself didn't expand complete. On the front portion didn't expand. The back portion expanded. Stuff like that.
Blown up pigs, they ripped, tear from where?
Every once in a while, the patch will slide back. See, because this on this end looks just like this on this end. So if this is the back end, and it slides over, this isn't blowing up. So then it necks down. You got a 2-inch pipe inside a 6-inch pipe at the end of it.
Then you can cut it with that, right?
Now we can cut it with that.
Yeah. Within 100 feet.
Yeah. Any other questions? I think we're good. Yeah, we can go back inside.
Hey, you guys. Sorry it's so hot.
Yeah, go back to the AC.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, buddy. Where'd you get plenty of